So, any human here? It's Kellen. Hey, Kellen. It's Ajay. Hey, guys. Hey, Greg. Hey, Pete. Maroon.
Hey, everyone.
Hey.
You guys almost beat the AI bots, the note takers. They show up early. All welcome. Okay. Everyone, just giving a minute or two, waiting for folks to join. Okay, I think we can get started. Hi, everyone. Pete, I don't know if you can go ahead and get us started as usual.
Yeah, sounds great. Well, everyone, thanks for joining. As always, there is a code of conduct for the llm-d community, so you can find a link to that in the notes, which are in the chat on the Google Meet here. Feel free to join Slack. It's where all the conversations are happening. I do want to provide a quick update. We're still working through the process of basically purchasing Slack, which is shockingly difficult for the size of the Slack that we're at. And there's two parts of it. We're basically paying for some previous months and then kind of flipping it over. So it's still going. It is a fun process, and hopefully we'll have some updates for you soon. But again, apologies for that, because I know it's causing some issues with some shared channels, and we're going to get that resolved soon. I also just want to call just some reminders for video content. If you have demos of things you're working on, whether it's in a current release or something upcoming that you want to share, I do post videos as we have them to the YouTube channel. Obviously, like and subscribe there as well to signal boost some of that stuff, as well as any videos of conference talks we give that are actually on other YouTubes. I try to link those to the main site. So if there's other talks that you've given about the project and want to get those shared, just let me know. We can add those to the site. We should be having the registration page for the community meetup here next month, coming out this week. I'm going to share that to the Slack and also to the socials. So if you're not in the Slack or following us on the various socials, follow us there, and you'll get kind of first dibs at seeing the registration page for the meetup in New York City. That's it for me. I'll hand it back to you, Carlos.
All right. Thanks, Pete. Again, welcome everyone, especially those who are joining first time. I see some new names here. Again, you're very welcome. Here's the drill. We always do like open forum. This is the time anyone can chime in, ask questions, complaints, and suggestions. And then we do the SIG updates, which is, again, very quick, just very broadly across the project. And you get a sense, and then you can go and follow the SIGs more closely. Okay, we're all looking we're looking forward very anxiously for the meetup. So it's great that this is coming up. So do keep an eye. This is coming soon. Okay, so for open forum, anything folks want to chime in? I always kind of leave some topics here, but again, let's start with anything that the community wants to talk about. So anyone, feel free to chime in if you have a topic.
I have a quick topic. This past week, I've been updating the tracing docs and the PRs since 0.5, and even just in the 1 week, it's been very difficult to build the llm-d inference scheduler image with a local checkout of, say, the llm-d KV cache. And I noticed in the last week there's some backward incompatibility, so I have to put my changes from main back on the 0.5 branch in order to build it. And I'm just wondering if there's an easier way that anyone has for building from local checkouts of the llm-d inference scheduler image. I have a Docker file that I use, but I'm wondering, yeah, if there's any, is there a better way or easier way? Yeah.
Itai?
Yeah, so we are looking to simplify that. I hope this lands by Monday. You should have much easier builds. Trying to remove the excess cruft from the KV Cache Manager. So Maroon and Sagi are working on that.
Cool. Yeah, because I have to change the Go mod, and sometimes I have to, change the a bunch of small details in order to make it work. Awesome.
Should be simpler. I saw the code. We'll do a PR review early on.
Great. And meanwhile, feel free to reach out for help. We've been also doing local builds, and once it works, it works. But like I said, it should be greatly simplified, especially with all the Python dependencies.
That too. Yeah.
Actually, that's a good one and related to the first topic I put in here. So 0.5 is out for like a week now, a little over a week, and we're getting a lot of feedback, which again, we thank everyone for chiming in. As the project grows, more moving parts, we also see a lot of like small bugs, and that kind of points to like opportunities to do more testing or simplify things like what you just described, Sally. So those things, again, feel free to report back. We are doing another minor release to fix a lot of these things. So we do have a tracker if you're interested to see if any bug that you caught, it's there. And if it's not, please do let us know, because again, we'll be fixing that. We also be pushing for a little bit more testing in that space. So just again, keep an eye for 06. We'll be introducing some more CI/CD support and validation. Itai?
Yeah, just a heads up, and I'll confirm it's on your list. There's going to be a GIE patch release and also an inference scheduler patch release that needs to be done for model rewrites, some issue in the GIE.
Okay, sounds good. Very good. I think we talked about the local dev build that came from you, right? To the second bullet, Sally. Okay, very good. And then Tyler, you have a topic as well. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's kind of a smaller one, but we find ourselves doing dev on a pretty locked down cluster where we only have access to the VLLM namespace, right? So we had to ask folks to install LWS and Istio, like CRDs for us. But then I ran into things for like the metric stack, and I had to like roll my own non-persistent stack because things were too locked down, and I can only use the one namespace. So I don't know how common this will be for people using llm-d, but yeah, for me, there were some issues there, so it might be worth addressing.
Yeah, Tyler, this is actually very interesting. Thanks for kind of spearheading this, because I do expect to see more and more of this kind of lockdown, air gap type of clusters. So I think there is some experience here and there. It would be good to just document what to expect. And again, I mean, there are potential limitations so we can fix. But I do think this is a important value prop for the project to run it where you need, right? So definitely remove some of those limitations. And again, I mean, I do see some users coming with some of these requirements. So what I suggest, I don't know if folks have specific suggestions here. I would suggest as a comment that we at least track this, have a document for when you're running lockdown, and maybe Marcio and Greg, you guys can chime in. Marcio first.
Yeah, so for benchmark, I mean, I feel your pain, Tyler. I have similar problems. I have actually the opposite problem with I have some crucial clusters where I have to give admin permission to everybody, and the cluster is constantly being broken. I'm working on a service account with very detailed, granular permissions to create an llm-d deployer. I'm 80% all the way through that, and I'm working with Greg, we're going to have something like that. I think we're at a point of the project where giving everybody a cluster admin for every cluster to have to use is not sustainable, and also letting a situation where we are just a simple user that cannot do anything else, also not sustainable. We have to have that. That should be a priority for 06.
I was also going to suggest a GitOps repo. It's very common, especially as we move more towards production. We're going to find more and more people who just deploy from Argo. So we should roll a very simple 2 sets of repositories, one for CRD, like SRE, cluster maintainer level stuff, and one for, a like minimal installation of llm-d on certain versions. And we'll keep it updated minorly, like not super detailed, but that way people at least have like a point of entry.
And we can look at the observability stack and make sure it's friendly to deploy in just a single namespace and not set up for like a central observability stack. So I think the script is more geared toward that. So we can fix that.
Yeah. Very good. So message received, Tyler. So as you can see, there is work going on again, look into this. Do expect some changes for 06 as this again becomes more and more important. Very good. Any other open forum topic? Okay, let's do our round out of SIG updates. So let's start with SIG installation. Greg?
Yeah, big thank you to a lot of people who are contributing in terms of like different bug templates and stuff like that, feature template requests, as well as just, kind of checking the V05 release. That's been really helpful. We found a bunch of bugs. But just a reminder, please sign your commits as well as run pre-commit. We're going to start enforcing that at some unknown date in the future. There's going to be a lag time where people get used to it, but this is what we want to work towards. And then same thing for the build and runtime bugs. We caught a bunch of like CUDA issues specifically about bringing in compat directories, as well as linking to stubs. And so that should resolve a decent amount of, hey, why isn't this image working in my environment with my drivers? So thank you for people who submitted issues on that.
Just a quick comment on this and commits. On Inference Scheduler, we do the same. There's actually a check for that in a GitHub action that blocks commits for now. You probably don't want to be as strict early on. That was something that we did from the get-go. So we expect people take a look and see if maybe you can just borrow it and not put it as a failing or required test.
Thanks, Ethan.
Anything else from you, Greg, or questions for Greg? Okay, sounds good. PD disaggregation, Tyler?
Yeah, hey, so I leading the new large-scale serving sync from the LM community, so came straight from that meeting. So if you want to see like double-click on a lot of these issues, the meeting notes are in that doc. So kind of my focus areas right now are GB200 and RockM YDP runs /PD. So VLM blog from the Meta and NVIDIA teams is out here. So we need to follow on with the larger scale run. So that was like a 2-node, like DP8 run. With DP-aware load balancing. There's a few PRs that we need to merge into upstream VLM as well from that blog. But the interesting pieces are like prefill weight offloading. So they're really pushing, and this is something that's in SGLang as well. They're pushing on specialization and really reducing the number of like prefill instances by not storing the entire weights in GPU memory for GB200. There's also some fusions we need to land there. We have a new all-to-all backend from NVIDIA to potentially replace DPP on GB200, specialized for GB200 that they're working on. It's in draft status right now. And let's see, I landed a PR to get NVFP4 working with the DPP high throughput. So we're benchmarking that case now. And then for EPLB, we fixed the synchronous EPLB hangs, but then we have the async EPLB hangs that we thought we had fixed are back, very unfortunately. On RockM, we landed the inference scheduling well-lit path, so not PD related, but that's like a prereq for a PD case and a YDP case. And we're today trying to repro Mori all-to-all blog. Kind of running out of time with our clusters, so TBD there. And then we're working on a PD benchmarking for GPT OSS 120B in the same place. So getting a PD well-lit path as part of that. Yeah.
Question. The all-to-all backend for NVIDIA, is this landing in Nickel, or where does it land?
It lives in Flash and Fur.
Okay, interesting. Okay, very good. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. This space is like moving so fast. It's just amazing, like how many things pop up. So yeah, thanks for sharing. Okay. Anything else from you, Tyler?
That's it.
Okay, great. Thank you. Let's do inference scheduler. I don't know if Neely's here today.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
Okay, go for it, Neely.
So the new data layer was under experimental feature. It's going on full enablement. We are doing now starting scale testing and validation. This is something that will go up the inference gateway. We started off of the multimodal support work in llm-d. As part of it, the current focus is the EPD disaggregation in the scheduler. There is an issue. Alexei joined the team and is leading this effort. And as Itai mentioned, to simplify the build, there is a removal of the Python dependencies. There are going to be a tokenization sidecar. So this is something that should land beginning of next week. Monday, something like that. And that's it.
Okay. Thanks, Neely. Questions, comments for Neely? All right. EV disaggregation, Maroon?
Yeah, a few updates. So on the VLM side, HMA support for KV offloading is still progressing. Or as I identified a gap in KV events for complete preciseness for HMA support, specifically for the sliding window attention layers. So that's something we'll follow up for 0.6 ideally. We're also in a different thread. Hyun-Kyun, a very valuable SIG member, is converging with the relevant maintainers or persons of interest in the VLM community on a VLM renderer or VLM frontend. The name is to be discussed, but an endpoint that is specialized for taking all sorts of inputs and outputting tokens. So that should is also progressing technically there, and that's super important for disaggregated tokenization. That's on the VLM side. On the KV cache lib, and this is relevant for Sally. So Sagi on our side has isolated all the embedded tokenizers. That's pretty much the VLM wrapper, the Python embedded tokenizers into build tags so that they don't interfere with builds. We've also aligned the tokenization interfaces with the VLM renderer API and are in final stages or final steps towards moving tokenization completely into a service or a sidecar that is also a VLM wrapper in the scheduler. So, and this should land next week, like Itai said. And that at that point, the scheduler build and pretty much the build should be significantly easier without all the Python and embedded dependencies.
Okay, great progress. And any questions, comments? All right, let's do now benchmarking with Marcio.
Yeah, nothing much. We have those a few slip ups on the V05, so we want to make sure that V051 is ready before we can just tag V0 or V05. I'm going to rely on that. And that gives us a bit more time to increase the benchmark guide coverage, trying to squeeze in a auto scale guide time we tag it. The plan is to tag this week, as we discussed it last week. Very quick, just that.
Okay, thanks, Marcio. Sally, SIG observability.
I have a goal of getting all the 0.5.1 this stuff in by Friday as well. Cleaning that up and testing it. I think we have a goal of creating a unique observability guide for each scenario that like what Marcio did with benchmarking. That's going to be very valuable. So that's what's on my mind. But I don't. Does anyone else have any observability updates? I do not.
Okay. Thanks, Sally. Let's do SIG the scaling. Leonel or Abhishek?
Yeah. So we are working on couple of items here on the two buckets here are on the system side and on the algorithmic side. So from the system side, we are doing easy configuration management inside WBA to better tune WBA for integration with other systems like Kserve and also integrating on different cluster environments that have different hardware. So that's one item that's making progress. We are also working on reproducible benchmarking with the scenarios that are that sort of supports the public requirements document that was shared with the community. So we are making progress on that as well. So these primarily land on the systems bucket, and then the other aspect of the systems bucket is we are also enabling supporting of multiple base models. So that
We lost Abhishek. Still there, Abhishek?
yes, I don't know, I hear some noise here. So okay, so that also is in progress, support of multiple base models for auto scaling. On the algorithm side, we are working on enriching the capacity-based auto scaling mechanism. So there is a design document there mentioned as token-based scaler, but it's basically doing auto scaling by considering the different hardware profiles and the utilization of the different hardware profiles in the cluster. Like for instance, H100 is not equal to A100, then what does capacity mean in that constraint is what is described in the proposal, and there is also a solution and a PR in progress. There is also another optimizer that is going to be integrated inside WBA. So this optimizer is based upon modeling, which tries to self-tune itself based upon the window of departed traffic it has already seen on inside VLLM. That's also work in progress, and it probably should enhance the SLO feature of the WBA system. So I mean, those are the high-level things that are happening. I mean, Lionel, please chime in if I missed anything.
Yeah, thanks, Abhishek, and maybe a little bit of like announcement related to our scaler. As you guys know, this has been a incubation feature. I mean, from our launch, we are very happy to announce that we're graduating our scaling to one of their core features. So this is moving like repos to the main llm-d org. I'm saying this because, of course, we all should celebrate this. It's a growing feature, very important, but also a heads up that things might break in the process. So shortly, this the scaling repo will be moving from again llm-d incubation to llm-d, which means like the main org. Just watch for like some disruption in the process. We're expecting not too much, but if you're using our scaling or tracking this repo, to anticipate some disruption over, I would say, the next couple of days. Just a heads up. But again, great to see a feature growing. So thanks to the whole team. Any question, comments to Abhishek or Lionel? All right. So last one here is not a SIG, but something that we've been doing a lot in this space, a lot of contributions, which is the networking stack. Again, not official SIG, and maybe you've seen Praveen and others popping up in other SIGs, but we thought it would be good to also start to adding a networking stack update. So Praveen Kanan is here today, who leads this piece of the work with a short update on networking stack. So Praveen, go for it.
Yeah, thanks, Carlos. Yeah, so we are as part of the networking stack enhancements, we are working with the Nixel team to propose enhancements to the Nixel transport layer for PD disaggregation. So as part of that, we contributed UCL backend to Nixel 0.9. So just before going into the details, UCL is a project that was started at the Skylab at UC Berkeley, and we have been collaborating for over a year with them, and it's about creating efficient transport libraries for peer-to-peer collectives and EPs. What the plan with UCL is, it's currently released in 0.9, and with 0.10, it released along with the and as of now, it supports RDMA and GCP VMX transport, and as of now, we are currently testing and integrating TCP support, which we are expecting to be performing much better than X, and also incorporating intranode support for GCP for GPU to CPU in the UCL backend. Be ready in a month or so, or expecting by 0.10. So I think that's mostly it. And from as of the current standpoint, we observe that UCL backend performs quite well compared to PX backend of Nixel under traffic congestion, and this because it's more flexible with the congestion control protocols and so on. Yeah, that's my update, Carlos.
All right. Thanks a lot, Praveen. Again, this work we expect to just lower the bar of entry to see, make it possible to do a lot of the things that we do with the TCP. So again, we are very excited about progress with this. So thanks the whole networking team behind this. And I know that this goes to collaborators. We've been working with the Nixel folks as well. So this is a very bright spot for the project. So it's great to see making progress. Okay, we run out of items. Any questions, comments for anything? Okay, sounds good. So I see you all next week. Thank you all, and talk soon. Bye.